Hello again and a very warm welcome back to the 7:30 show. Now, the new year is traditionally a time when we take stock of our lives and set resolutions for the year ahead.
Yeah, and if I am anyone to go by, those resolutions are history pretty fast. But what can we do to stick at them? We're now joined by personal and career coach Niamh Shiells of Advanced Coaching. A Happy New Year in advance, Niamh.
And to you.
Of course, this year people are sort of celebrating and they're having a good time, but it'll not be too long until we'll be reflecting on our circumstances and seeing what changes we can make.
That's right, and it is this time of year that people do reflect. And if we look back to the sort of origins of New Year's resolution, they go back way to sort of early Roman times, when we had the mythical sort of King Janus, who had two faces. One face was to look back, reflect on the past, and the other face was to look forward. So yes, this is the time of year when people start to think about making changes and making all sorts of changes, and that could be a...
And what kind of changes then? What kind of issues then do we always talk about?
Well, it's quite frequently it's about giving up smoking, it's reducing your drinking, it's weight loss after the excesses of Christmas that we've all experienced. But I suppose what's really topical this year, and what I'm finding a lot in my work, is the whole financial situation and the whole career and employment situation. So I guess a lot of people are going to be thinking about those types of changes for 2011.
I suppose for a lot of people, 2010, when you talk about career, may have been a difficult year. And I suppose it's hard to look forward when you've been in any year that's been so difficult for some.
Yeah, it is. But I think if you're looking at making changes and you're looking at setting goals for 2011, there's some good things that you can do to make sure that that's a success. You know, the two things you really need to deal with is sort of making sure you do some really good planning, and also that you deal with procrastination. And some of the ways you can start to plan is to start to think about the goal that you want to achieve and to break it down into smaller sub-goals. So to break it down into 4 or 5 sub-goals, and to look at those sub-goals and say to yourself, right, what do I need to do? How am I going to do it? And set yourself a time frame for actually achieving it. Other things that are really important to do around goal setting is to tell people that you're going to do it. And there's been lots of studies done that when you broadcast what you're going to do and the change you're going to make, that actually that becomes very compelling. It commits you to doing it. And also people will support you in it. Your friends and family will work together in terms of supporting you with that. Other things you can think about doing as well is rewards. Really, really important to reward yourself. If you're achieving those small goals towards your big goals, then make sure you reward yourself. It's not just about getting to the end destination. It's about enjoying that journey as you go along and giving yourself some rewards as you go along.
What about these the goals you're talking about then, looking to the year ahead for people who are worried about losing their job or looking towards, you know, new employment?
So a good time. So for example, if you're thinking about making a change in career, now you may already have lost your job in 2010, so you may be forced into that position, or you may feel that you're in a sector that is fairly vulnerable. So a good thing to start to do is to break down that sort of big goal about finding a new career, finding new employment, into much smaller ones. And those could, for example, be looking at your CV. That could be one of your first sub-goals, is to fish out your CV, say, this week I'm going to have a look at this, I'm maybe going to seek some expert advice around that, but to focus on completing the CV. Another goal might be to start going out and researching the sectors that you might be interested in, to go out and practice your interview skills, find somebody or an expert who can help you practicing with interview skills, but break it down into small bite-sized chunks. One of the great things to do in terms of motivating yourself as well is to think about what benefits this change is going to give to you. So what's in it for me? Why do I need to make this change? And on the flip side of that, to also think about what might get in the way, what might be the obstacles.
There's lots of things to get in the way. Well, lots of great advice there as well. Thanks for joining us.
Yes, indeed, Niamh. Happy New Year to you.
Thank you. And
Thank you.
Now,